Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Hit the fit.
That's what we're made for.
This is Google Pixel 9a with Gemini. Right now it's free at Verizon, with plans starting at $30 a line. And this is Nicole asking, where the heck are you? So you're gonna ask Gemini to text, I lost my phone on the couch, and then rewrite it to sound like Shakespeare. Because you're late, but still funny. Get Google Pixel 9a on us and our new 3-year price lock guarantee, with plans starting at $30 a line. Only on Verizon.
there's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quitting.
Well, hello and welcome to a very special day, F1 race fans. We are here for the start of preseason testing for Elite Aspect F1 25. Should have a few drivers in already, and then, of course, a few more drivers should be joining here shortly. Beginning the season, Elite Aspect F1 25. Well, a couple reasons we're doing this testing. One, it is a brand new game. Two, we want to see what the drivers can do. We are running a no assist league, so it's good to get out there and test. We have team principals that'll be drafting these drivers. They will have a salary based on how they perform in preseason testing overall, and team principals will have a cost cap which they can draft and buy parts and maintain their vehicle over the course of a season and manage 2 drivers while they do that. So preseason testing, we need data on the drivers. Everyone needs to test because it's a brand new game and we're expanding to completely no assists to see how these drivers can do and be under the management of one team principal. So should be fun as we get preseason testing underway here. I'm sorry I don't have the audio. There we go. That should be a little bit better. As these drivers are just getting out there, testing the track, going through their practice sessions maybe, just putting in laps. And that was Lewis coming off in the Ferrari. Very fitting for him to be in one, because his name is Lewis, but not that he crashed there. Oh, a little bit of traffic action going on here. Everybody just getting a feel for the circuit. We're hopefully nobody's struggling too bad. Saw a lockup there. Not calling anybody out, but yeah, it is a new game, so everybody needs to practice. It looks like the McLaren is on a hot lap, so taking all the way to the left side. A little bit deep. In the turn 4 there. Down the hill into the turn 8, and then we kind of creep up and down the hill to the really tricky 9 and 10. Riding on board here with Who Kid in the McLaren. Down one of the DRS straights. Turn 11, very well done. Use as much of the track as possible. Get back over to the left side so we can do this sweeping double right-hander. Out another straight, no DRS on this one. And it's a pretty quick right-hander to finish up at, they call it 14 and 15, but really only one turn. Got a little bit of traffic back here with the Ferraris. As we were here for Elite Aspect F125 preseason testing, round 1. We'll be doing this a couple times today. We've got this one and then another one in 2 hours time. Tomorrow we will be having 2 more sessions here at Bahrain, and then Saturday 2 more sessions. So just like F1, we'll be doing 1 hour sessions instead, as the Aston Martin makes his way on the outside with a big lockup going down into turn 10 there. Very interesting spot. Already racing out there. Good to see the competitiveness. But we don't want anybody to mess up anybody else's day. I think they probably should have done no damage, so hopefully they did. But there are no assists. There's no racing line. There's no analog brakes. As Yuri in the Red Bull did a 132 flat. And then next week, we will have 6 more sessions. We'll have a week 2 preseason testing, 1-1 and 1-2. And then also, that will be at Spain. So, putting in the real testing out there to get the information for everyone, as we see XR8 Rob there. May have been him with the fastest purple sector, but a little bit deep there into turn 8. Again, all these guys are on the hard tires, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of different tests going on out there. But looking quick in the Aston Martin. We'll see what happens after the second sector as Yuri ups the time again with a 131.8 this time. So picking up out there. And his drivers are getting a feel for the track, getting some rubber laid down, getting their tires warmed up. As Aston Martin, XR8 Rob, crosses the line. Didn't put in a time, oh he did, with a 131.65. Very nice there. Bad Boy's about to start a lap again on the hard tires. Mixed up some traffic in there. I'm not gonna... happening on a couple laps ago, so probably wasn't able to put in a good clean lap. As the Ferrari makes its way down the first of the DRS straights. There are 3 around here. Then through the tricky left-righters of 5, 6, and 7. Getting down the hill to turn 8. And then turn 10 is always tricky because you're turning on entry, trying to brake, trying to hit that apex. The McLaren is towing pretty close behind there. Is that Who Kid? I believe it is. Caution in sector 1. I believe that's our other Ferrari. This came out of the pit lane there, so I'm not sure. McLaren getting a bit of a tow here, so we'll see what Who Kid can do as far as time is set. Looks like that gap has closed a little bit. As we'll see as they both cross the line here. Bad Boy puts in a 133. Who Kid put in a 131.7 with XR8 Rob ahead of them with a 131.5. So times are dropping down there. I believe our other Aston Martin, XR8 Mr. Wash, has put in the fastest first sector. Makes his way through turn 10, a little off track there. At the time might count, I do not know, as Alberto and Florissant are still in the pit lane. Young Lights is on an outlap there in the Red Bull, or the V Carb, I'm sorry. And fastest second sector. And for Mr. Wash. Fastest first, fastest second. I don't know why it's red now. Florissant's out. We've got Young Lights out there. Is he doing a fast lap at the moment? I couldn't tell if he was full throttle there. Looks like he's a little in anger here. Very nicely done there. Through turn 4. Turn 8. A little bit of a lock up again. We're going to see that a lot, especially at turn 10. This makes his way down the back straight, or one of these back straights, the second of the DRS zones. Into turn 11. On the throttle. Is that Ferrari ghosted? I really hope so. And must have cut a corner there, so not going to put in a time. Because again, there's a lot of drivers out there on track. There we go. Well, not a lot, but I mean, quite a few. Still on an outlap, still on an outlap. Washi has not been able to set a time yet, so still getting a feel for the car, the limits of the car, the limits of the track. Preseason testing, session 1, week 1, first session. Just getting out there, getting a feel for it, seeing what these drivers can do. Oh, Mr. Washi just did a 129.472. See? I haven't seen anybody really come into the pits. Everybody's on the hard tire still. Lewis is out. Lewis has put on a soft, but hasn't put in a time yet. That was a good look at a relap that was pretty good, actually. I don't know where he went wrong with the track limits and invalidating that lap, but who just started a lap? Here, yeah. Cool. Let's go with the young lights here for all you team principals that may want to scout a driver. In the Visa Cash App Racing Bull. Calling him V-Carb, I do believe. As we're just riding along, 15 minutes into preseason testing 1, session 1. Drivers have been out there 15 minutes, mostly all hard compounds, just testing the track. Probably doing some getting lap data, obviously. Doing some of their practice sessions. But again, no assists here for Elite Aspect F125. No racing line, no ABS. And we've got a good mix here of PlayStation, Xbox, and PC drivers, so should be interesting. I don't know. Channel Lights crossed the line with a 132.8. That's an improvement. Sonic gets his chance at a lap. It's right on board with the Alpine. Makes his way into turn 1 using a lot of that outside curve on the soft compound tire, so we'll see. A little tricky left-righter. 2 and 3. A DRS straight. Tricky braking, tricky entrance here. Weird apex. As you get on throttle out of turn 4. Turns 5, 6, and 7. Down the hill. Another tricky braking zone. But did pretty well there. Of course, turn 10, very hard to not lock up. Through the back DRS straight. Overtaking zone here, of course, as he makes his way into turn 11. Up the hill. Lap looks pretty good. Pretty tidy, especially on the soft compound tires. See if they can purple the middle sector there. That's a good looking car. I also like the V-Carb. Excuse me. So sorry. The final little turns. Get as much out of the car as possible. Is that another purple sector? Is that a fastest lap overall? Very close though, 130.7. So very well done from Forza. Take a look at Bluzz here in the other V-Carb. We'll give Who Kid some screen time here. Let's watch a lap with him. Lock up in turn one. I think maybe a little distraction of the traffic and the Ferrari in front. Be kind and courteous out there. Yeah, get out of the way. It's hard to do because when you're on pit exit, it's going to tell you to do something. If you slow down too much, it'll disqualify you to block pit entry or pit exit or something like that. As riding on board with Who Kid here. We'll stick with it even though it's invalidated. It's alright. These guys are just out there testing right now. Again, long session. We've only been in 20 minutes of our first session here. And already getting great data from these drivers. We'll check out Bad Boy here in the Ferrari. Interesting line. Through turn 3 there. Not sure if he came off the lap, but there Mr. Washi in the Aston Martin, 129.3. Fastest overall. Alright, so about 20 minutes into the first hour of our practice window here for F1, Elite Aspect F1 25. Just getting into preseason testing. Soft compound tires are on there for Yuri on an out lap, so we'll definitely pay attention to their next lap with the soft compounds, maybe doing a qualifying run test. So yeah. Starting season 1 here, F1 Elite Aspect F1 25 in preseason testing. Coming up, we do have the schedule for the preseason test, which we'll be doing 2 sessions a day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. First 6, and this is the first one here at Bahrain. So 6 practice sessions here, and then we'll do 6 in Spain next week. After we finish up with preseason testing, we will have a draft. The team principals have already been assigned to their constructors. And based on preseason testing performance, they will draft which drivers they would like to take on contract. After which we will start the calendar. Pretty much a straightforward F1 calendar with Monaco removed. So we will pick up with Australia first. As we get a purple sector there from Yuri. I said on those soft compound tires, we'll see if we're doing a qualifying sim. Little lock up there. So easy to do on this track. So hard on the tires. We got some guys joining here, it looks like. Very nice. Nothing wrong with that. Let me just put their names in my little spreadsheet here. So again, interestingly, Elite Aspect F1 is we've got team principals and they're not drivers. They have a cost cap of a certain amount of money in which they have to buy their engines, their chassis, their gearboxes, and after that they'll have some money left over. Each driver will have a salary, and with the money left over, the team principals will be able to draft their drivers. As Yuri puts it on 128.227 there. on that qualifying sim, it looks like. So those are pretty good times. It wasn't that too many years ago. You watch F1 on TV and their best qualifying times are in the 130s, 131s. And look where we are now. Doing 128 flats almost around. A little spin out there from Yuri. I think he was excited about his lap he just put in. Who else is out there? Mora in the Williams. I don't think it's on a flying lap quite yet, but he did get in here, so very, very nice. Again, I'll keep talking about it this whole time. Sorry about my voice. But I'll keep talking about it this whole time. Elite Aspect F125. We're here for preseason testing at Bahrain, the first of many. Watching the drivers go round. We're broadcasting this especially for team principals so they can take a look at these drivers in preseason testing and decide who they want to draft for the upcoming season. The draft will be taking place, I believe, June 14th. Right after the sorry about my voice. The end of preseason testing sessions 2-6, because we're also going to do this again for another 2 weeks in Spain. As Mora just did enter, so first laps. See how they're faring in the Williams. That's another good looking car out there. 134.8, just testing everything out. Anybody else out there on a good lap? Mr. Washi set the fastest time just a little bit ago, so we'll ride on board with the Aston Martin driver. It gets a little loud when I do ride on longs, but with that time, let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. These drivers are improving, I can tell you that. Pretty clean lap here from Mr. Washi. Into the pits, but not a bad lap. It looks pretty good to me. Mora with a 129.9 has moved up a little bit. A little bit of traffic there for Mr. Alberto. Was on our lap. Bad boy still has a hard set of hard tires on, making his way into turn 10. Open the DRS. Up the hill to turn 12. Two fast right-handers. Very fun. Get that apex right, it just feels good. As you try not to slide in there, as these tires take a pretty big hit around this track. Oh, a good little corner cut there. Unfortunate. Few drivers in the pits right now. Here he's on another lap. And has purpled the first sector. Soft compound tires. time on board. You guys get a look at he's already somewhat dialed in. Hopefully the driver in front sees him there. There's that two kid. Gets out of the way. Very nice. Appreciate it. So satisfying. Turn 13 is definitely a fun one. Nice apex there. Stayed in fourth gear. Might be a pretty good lap here. 128 flat. There we go. Very nice from Yuri there. X-ray Rob, see if he can pick it up a little bit with the soft compound tires. A little bit of a toe there from the Mercedes in front. Thank you, he says. But invalidated that lap, unfortunately. Morris still out pushing out there in the Williams, just going around and around and finally into the pits to take those soft tires off. Morrison getting out of the way. Who Kid still just grinding laps in, but looks like has purpled the first sector. So right on board with Who Kid now. Lovely turn 8. Grabbed that apex perfectly. Didn't have to use too much of the curve on the outside, so very nice. Down into turn 10. So dangerous, so tricky. Got away with as much of the track there as he could. Very nice. Looks like he's on a pretty good lap here. Let's see what it says at sector 2. Trying to give everybody some screen time here. We're only halfway through session 1 here of our preseason test day. Another purple sector for Who Kid in the McLaren. I think he's got a Red Bull behind him that might be blood maybe behind him, benefiting from a toe here. Crosses the line. 129.1. Purpled the first and second sector. Washi again, putting in a good lap. Validated in the last one, I thought. Or it was an X-ray Robbie that we were thinking about. I had to back out of that one. Again, these drivers can chew through some tires in this practice session because we're going to reset it again in an hour and get some different drivers in here. Robbie with a 129 flat. Yuri with that 128. There we go. Alberto with, I thought he was on a outlap. Not even pushing, but Alberto in the Mercedes with a 128.4. The only other guy besides Yuri to bust in the 128.4 so far. But look at those close times there. 129 flat, 129, 129.3. Looks like Yuri and Alberto have probably dialed in their setup a little bit better. Just here in the first half hour of preseason testing. We do have the Haas out there on the medium compound tires. So first driver, X-Joe. I think he's on a good lap here. Look at the time, 125 coming into the final turn on the medium compound tires. I think he'd be satisfied with a low 130 something. 134. Our 13th driver in. And some of the drivers have just been sticking on the hard compound tires and getting some laps in. And as we see, Bluzz is on the mediums, just getting some laps in, it looks like. Young Light's on the mediums, just getting some laps in, it looks like. Mora on the hard compound tires, I think has been on those the whole time. Mora's coming in. No, I'm sorry, that's Coruscant coming in to take some softs off. Yeah, it's our first look at MDJ. On and out lap. In the Williams, hard compound tires. We'll come back. Extra put in a pretty good push lap here on the mediums. That's going to be an improvement for sure. 132.8. Was out there on the mediums. $131.8, I believe that was on the hard compound tire. We returned 15. Hoping the DRS crossed the line very shortly after. A little bit of an improvement there, I think. Looks like Yuri has retired from the session. I'll note that time. Next Joe has invalidated his lap, unfortunate, but we can still watch and see where he crosses the line. Ooh, good save there. Still in the mid 130s, so not bad. 135.7. Alright, MDJ, I believe, is on his first push lap. Hard compound tires, just got in. Pretty tidy through turn 10 there. Hear that beep, that's the DRS can be open. Early apex. Turned in a little too early, I believe, there. Up the hill. Still getting a feel for the game again. Preseason testing here for Elite Aspect F125. No assist. These drivers are all out here testing. The game is brand new. From what I understand, yes, the physics model, ever I've heard and what I've played, little. I believe it's changed a little bit. It does feel a little bit different. Feels comfortable. So it'll be interesting to see how these drivers improve over the course of the season as well. But here in preseason testing, everybody needs to do 2 sessions. We've got more than 20 drivers that are taking place as shots. They won shots in this league, so again, they'll all be drafted after we're done with our full round of 2 preseason tests. One here, first 6 here today, tomorrow, Saturday, coming at you. At 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. That's British Standard Time, I believe. And then we'll move over to Spain the week following this week for another Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 sessions a day in Spain instead, same times. Slipping on board with MDJ here. Very tidy again through turn 10 there. Gets out of the way of the Mercedes. Oh, Mark. No? Oh, it's Alberto. Why not see him? We haven't given much screen time to here. Just got in. Keep an eye on Mark, who's in the pits, should be coming out. Washies look pretty good. On an out lap. See if we're putting in another hot lap. Checking on Young Lights in the mediums again. We're out on board, see how he's faring. Oh, that was good traction. Coming out of turn 8 there. Down into turn 10. Held onto it on the curbs. Almost dislodged him a little bit. Made it real uncomfortable, but overall very, very nice. Using as much of the interior apex as possible. Up the hill. Strange braking zone. Don't cut the corner. So easy to do, so easy to do. I thought he was on a pretty good lap there. Lorson pushing pretty hard. Has to take a little runoff. Out lap, out laps, out laps. And DJ just still putting in laps on the hard compound tires. Improving little by little there, so very good to see. On board with Washi again. Alberto in front of him on outlap, or is that Mark still? How would Mark still be on an outlap? Laid on the brakes there. Gonna have to take a little bit of a runoff here. With Rob behind him. Get out of his way. Teammate as of right now. Of course, it was just assigned to pick anything. Looks like they want to be teammates. Nice shift there from X-Ray Rob coming out of turn 11. I'm sorry, 13. That's going to be close. 128.5. Very well done. Lots of drivers in the pits. Young Lake's still on the medium compound tires. Probably take them along. Same with, as I thought, our MDJ on the hards. Putting in laps on the Williams. X-Joe still putting in laps. Check out their Mercedes Marks here. Sorry. A bit of an invalidation, but we're still going to ride on board and see what this time ends up being. They're out there getting after it. About a quarter hour to go here in preseason testing here at Bahrain for Elite Aspect F125. So that would have been a 129.9 for Mark there, so not bad. That was a good round. Of course, they're going to be involved in maybe another preseason test. So, more data we can get on these drivers, the better. So please join the testing. We want to see you in 2 for sure, at the minimum, over the 6 that we have available. Over the 12 preseason testings. We have 12 sessions available. We like to see everybody into 2 at minimum. So, the more we can get you in there, keep testing. The more data, the more favorably you'll be looked upon by the team principals and get you a spot. got some pretty fast drivers leading the way right now with Yuri, who has retired. Got 128 flat. Alberto and Rob have both dropped into the 128s. With two kids with 129, so a bunch of 129 up there. So you're looking at 4th through 9th right now. They're separated by much less than a second. And then we don't know what these drivers are doing as far as their practice sessions are concerned. Some of us might be putting in hot laps, as we've got Alberto out there on the mediums now. Very interesting. Like still on the mediums, just putting in laps. Of course, I'm on an out lap on the soft compound tires. Hopefully no commentator curse. Let's see who can put in a good lap here. And to back out a little bit, not cut that corner. And stepping out a little bit out of turn 4. First sector 129.4. Didn't invalidate there. Very good to keep it on track. Slipping with the rear end in the back. I want to push that brake balance a little bit more to forward. Fairly tidy. Gonna turn 10 there. A little bit of a wobble there. Up the hill. What a fun turn. Great apex. Out on the throttle. No toe in front, unfortunate. With Florissant here. A little early. 1 entry there, keeping the rear end. So I lost a little bit of time, and it's coming into the pits, but I think that could have, well, no, I don't think it would have improved. Morris finally put on a soft set of compounds. So as they make their way down into turn 4, we're right on board with Moore for this lap. Trying to get everybody fair equal screen time. And we only got 13 minutes left to practice here. We're stepping out a little bit there, out of turn 11, up the hill. Invalidation. We'll stay on board though. Keep practicing. It's all practice. In the pits. A lot of people in the pits, few people on out laps. Washi out there on softs again. At 129.3. Pretty sure they know they've got more in them. Looked like it might have been a purple sector. Around turn 15. .128.119. Very well for Mr. Washi there. That's closed that gap to Yuri. Rob on a lap as well, and the other Aston Martin. 128.5 was his best. Somebody moved up there. I believe it was Albert. Oh, I saw something move there. Bobby with a 128.296. That gap is falling from the leader. It was Mark that moved up. Maybe we need to keep an eye on him. Coming out of the pits. One set of sauce. Nope. That was Alberto. Nice and tidy through 14-15 there. Coming into the pits maybe? Yep. Young Lights on a pair of softs. Looks like this is a second warm-up lap, so keep an eye on this one. Having to give our fearless leader too much screen time in this practice session, with only 8.5 minutes left to go here for preseason testing 1 for Elite Aspect F125. Young Lights down on the brakes into turn 1. Also very, very tricky. Don't cut the corner there. As close as you can. On the third gear there. I know some drivers will keep it in 4th. Yep. Quick back to 5th, off to 6th. Nice and tidy through turn 8 if you can. Prepare yourself for the 9-10 gauntlet. Nicely done. Open the DRS. Able to get on the power there and keep it on. Very, very nice. Up the hill. Turn 12, turn 13. So satisfying. That's a purple second sector there for Young Lights. Open the DRS and cross the line. That was definitely an improvement of 128.397. Very well done from Young Lights there. Clock is winding down here for our preseason testing 1. Didn't mean to catch that. Couple drivers off there. Let's get on board with Washi now as he's purpled the first sector on him. Set of soft compound tires. Fairly tidy through turn 10 there, of course. Let's see what the second sector looks like at the top of the hill. Looks like yep, definitely. This could do it, folks. Oh, we see a 127. That was nice. Aaron stepped out just a punch there. 127.918 for Mr. Washi. Very nice lap. Or just started a lap here on the softs. I mean, just finishing a lap here on the softs. So 128.85. So you can hear me typing in the background. I'm just putting in lap times, of course. Tired from the session. That's all right. Lots of drivers in the it's MDJ out there in the Williams. Soft compound type. Assuming most of the drivers now are putting on a fresh set of softs. Probably going to go in there and put out a fast time. Right on board MDJ here. Interesting line there. Very nice through the S section there. Very under control on the braking there into turn 8. Already got through turn 10 there. Hoping at DRS. Stay to the right hand side. Was able to take a little bit of that corner off. Very nice. And riding on board here with MDJ. Finishing up. Couple minutes left here in preseason test here in Bahrain for Elite Aspect F125. MDJ, no improvement, but getting in the lap times, of course. Lots of drivers in the pits. Young lights on an out lap. Post Mark. Don't pay attention to Mark. So winding down here for our preseason test 1 for Elite Aspect F125. Some drivers coming out of the pits. I think they'll be able to get around in time to put in one more flying lap. So could be a little exciting here. As clock ticks down on our first testing session. We'll be doing this again in another hour, so we need you drivers to get in here. Yeah, I do believe MDJ still putting laps out there. Mark's going to be the first one. Put in our final hot lap. Berto's going to have one. I think Bad Boy's going to have one. I think Young Legs might be on one now. Young Legs is retired. Okay. Our final hot lap. Check Mark's out here. He joined late. Put in a few laps. Ended up getting a really good time, I believe, earlier. And is now on a soft compound with a 129.1. You can get any closer to that 128 mark. Almost got the corner there. Still on the time. Back on track. Here we go. It didn't invalidate, so we're good to go there. Should have the Alberto behind. And then Bad Boy behind. As we kick down our final turns here of preseason testing session 1. Right on board with Mark. Joined a little bit late, put in some laps. Now on the soft compound tires, probably, I'm assuming, doing a quali session run here. Trying to put the best time on the board. Hit a 129.1 earlier, crosses the line. No improvement. I thought it really did have one. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of an improvement. A 128.914. Alberto is purple, the second sector. One more turn to go here. Didn't invalidate. Lost the rear just a little bit. Oh, no. And then go right on board with Bad Boy in the Ferrari. Finishing up his lap at a 129.416. Couldn't see if that improved because that took that all the way. So. That is how practice session 1 ends. Go ahead and check out the tires used there. Show you guys what happened. Yeah, there were some incidents, but it's all exceeded track limits. We'll be able to check out those final times. And that's going to do it for our preseason testing round 1, session 1. We'll be doing this again back here in just an hour. And then again, we'll do this tomorrow and we'll do it the next day as well. So I need to get all you drivers in here. Need to put in some lap times. I'll be recording lap times and session info. So let's get all that straight and get you guys in here so we can be ready for the draft coming up in 2 weeks time. Saturday the 14th, I believe. As your team principals will have looked over all this data from our preseason testing, you will be assigned a salary and they will draft you. And we can begin our great first season of Elite Aspect F125. I'm Fabregas115 signing off here for our first season testing. We'll be back in just a little bit for session 2. And we're not going to start a race. So do appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. And I'll see you on the next one. Why don't I do that?